meeting to order. Ask everybody to stand for the pledge. We'll ask Ian to lead us in the pledge, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Amen. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda? I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor signify by stating aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Recognition, Mr. Superintendent.
Miss Willis, are you here with the spelling bee people? Where does she go? I don't know if any of them.
I've seen you out in the hall.
You want to come up and speak about the spelling bee, but I don't think any of your representatives are here, are they?
Well, we had an excellent bee. You could tell that the students were very well prepared, well poised. Was a round or two before anybody ever had to sit down. I think it ended up going 20 some rounds, and it went down to 2 back and forth for multiple rounds. But for the 3rd year in a row, Miss Bethany Singleton from Ely-Dale Middle School took home the prize. So she'll be moving to Thomas Walker next year, so that'll be interesting to see. But all the students just did a fabulous job. We had a good crowd too, I thought, of support. You know, they had several family members. We had several teachers and administrators there as well. So it was a nice event, and I also want to, of course, thank Rick Watson and Powell Valley News for their continued support, because they provide our winners with monetary prizes for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. So that's always nice. And of course, they get a certificate. We give them a silver dollar and a t-shirt. So it was a good night.
And we'd like to thank you, Ms. Willis, for organizing that, and everyone here that was involved. And
yes, it takes the whole, it's a team effort. So, but it's always a good event, a fun event, and I think good for our students to get to show the talent they have that's more academic in nature. So
and it's interesting because you'll have 8th graders competing against, I guess it was a 4th grader
yes,
finished 3rd from St. Charles.
Yes, and she stayed right in there with them till the bitter end. So yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any public comment? Public comment? No. Any board comment? No. Consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which consists of approval of minutes from the February 13th, 2025 budget meeting and regular meeting, approval of Head Start transportation waiver, approval of claims and expenditures, approval of VSBA updates to school board policy, approval of the following field trips: Lee County Career and Technical Center, Crystal Ely, FCCLA State Leadership Conference, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 40325, Lee High School, Amanda Horton, Cincinnati Zoo, 5/14/2025, Lee County Career and Technical Center, Chad Bishop, Skills USA State Competition, 4/04/2025, Lee High School, Samantha Ely, softball to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, 3/27/2025, Lee High School, Sheena and Joy Carroll, Beach Run Invitational Track Meet, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 4/04/2025, Lee County Career and Technical Center, Michael Dell, Kentucky Welding Institute, Flemingsburg, Kentucky, 4/11/25, Thomas Walker and Lehigh, Carrie Belcher, All District Chorus Event, Richmond, Virginia, 4/23/25. Approval of disposal of surplus property for School Board Policy DN, disposal of surplus items. And lastly, approval of authorization for the Division Superintendent to fill vacancies existing or occurring between March 13, 2025 through April 10, 2025. Do we have a motion?
I so moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by stating aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Reports of the board. Being no reports of the board, reports of the student representatives.
Mr. Chairman, I thought you mentioned we've got 2 new student representatives here. I don't know which one wants to go first, or if we'll let the ladies go first, Ian, if that's all right with you. If you'll introduce yourself and then make your report from Lee High School, ma'am.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name's Maya Chafuria and I'm a senior this year at Lee High School. So there's a lot going on, especially this past month, so I'm just going to highlight a few things that's been happening. So first of all, we have our spring sports starting up, which is really exciting. We have tennis, soccer, softball, baseball, track. I also want to mention our indoor track because the girls team won state, and then they also won region. And then our boys team did win region, so that's been really exciting for us. Also, there's been a lot going on with DECA. So recently we went to the state leadership conference in Virginia Beach, and we had 7 students named state finalists for either a high role play score or test score. And then we had 2 students advancing to the International Career and Development Conference in Orlando, Florida in April. There's also been our regional FBLA competition. We had 2 students place first, 3 place second, and 4 place third. So that was really exciting for us. And then another thing that I thought was really cool that FCCLA did, they had a Princess Day fundraiser for their state competition. And I'm sure some of you have heard about this because it's been a big deal. I thought it was really exciting. But pretty much they had kids register and attend the event where they kind of dressed up as princesses and kind of got their hair and makeup done, stuff like that. And then there was club members that also dressed up, and it was a really exciting event. There was a lot of money for the competition. So that's kind of just a little bit about what's been going on. I think also Skills USA may have competed, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's a little bit what's been going on.
Ian?
My name's Ian Sanford. We've had quite a bit going on at Thomas Walker too. First, starting off with FBLA, we had 2 people place first in region. We had 6 people place second, and we had 2 people place third. And we have a bunch of people going on advancing to state and rest in Virginia. Ian Sandifer, Maddie Markham, Taylor Epperly, Cameron Lee, Nathan Steele, Frankie Dixon, John Frederick, and Maddie Burke. And that'll be on April the 2nd through April 6th. Another thing that we had going on within this past period of time is we had Day of the Week. Day 1 was dressed as your favorite school leader. Day 2 was dressed as a superhero. Day 3 was what you imagine yourself in the future. Day 4 was bright and positive colors. Day 5 was black and gold, the beta colors. Another thing we've also had is for Science Club, it's called Pop It and Drop It. We take the tops off of a can and we drop it in a bottle, and the money raised for that off of the top to the cans goes to the Ronald McDonald Foundation. And then the FFA students have a livestock contest at Virginia Tech on March the 15th. And on the 20th we have a blood drive. But as far as that, and then of course spring sports. But
Thank you for that. Next, we have reports of the division superintendent, Mr. Dean.
First, enrollment. As you can see, we're down just a little bit in enrollment. I can get to the paper. We finished February with 2,759. That's still above the budgeted number of 2,730, but you know, we have the trend that we lose students throughout the year, but I think we're in a good shape with our budgeted number on enrollment. You have the operations update and the transportation update. Still got a lot of stuff going on, working on the softball building up here. Transportation update, I think we've notified you all that we've had a couple of bus accidents. So we'll remind everybody about those and safety with buses and people on the road. Head Start update, if you have any question on that, I will attempt to answer that from Ms. Baker's standpoint. Update on 5th and 8th grade. As Ms. Willis had the intent forms sent out, so we're going through those to see if we have anybody any staff members who would like to change, because we're losing 8th grade at Lehigh and 5th grade at the middle school, so we're working on those. We've started the project down at Flatwoods, getting that building ready for 5th grade to come in, and working at some of the other schools to get that going, but I think that's going well. Mr. Belcher, would you like to talk about the BARD's case study that Air Mechanical did?
Yes, Air Mechanical contacted us a few months ago and said they were going to wanted to know if they could do a case study on Lee County Public Schools, because we went from coal-fired boiler systems to these BARD units. And so they came down and went and visited St. Charles Elementary. They went to Dryden Elementary, and then they looked at our BARD units here. They interviewed Mr. Dean and I, and as well as the principals at the other schools. And this was just, just brought some attention to Lee County Public Schools nationally, because they send this out, you know, to their business partners, and we were just proud to be a part of it.
We're happy with those units. I'll say that the ones we have here at the school board office, the ones at Dryden, Elk Knob, and at St. Charles, it's a lot easier to regulate those temperatures in those rooms with just one unit. You don't have to try to do a boiler and try to run everything in the building. So very happy with that. I want to thank Ms. Belcher for her work on that. I want to appreciate all of the school social workers. That week was March the 2nd through the 8th. School breakfast week was March the 3rd through the 7th. And Maintenance Worker Appreciation Day was March the 7th. As you all know, we've got a lot of maintenance workers that do a lot of hard work. And this is National Literacy Month, so I want everyone to remember that as well. And that's all I have for my reports, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, under action discussion items, under A is the memorandum of understanding with the Board of Supervisors.
Mr. Chairman, as you all know, they sent that to us and asked us to sign that. I think Mr. Sturgill has spoken with Ms. Muncie, their county attorney, about possibly getting together. I think that would be a good idea before you all entertain the idea of signing this, and if Mr. Sturgill would want to elaborate on that, I would ask him.
That would be my preference. I think that with the way it's presented currently, I certainly have some concerns, because I think what they signed off on doesn't exactly convey what we're trying to agree to. It's very vague. Correct. And so we were very specific back in our proposal. I was told that maybe they felt we were too specific. And so again, what my plan is to discuss it with Stacy, see if we can't come to some sort of compromise on language from the attorney standpoint, and then obviously it would be you all as board members to look at it and get your feedback as well.
And I will say, Mr. Chairman, I think there's some people out there saying things against you all, that you all want to close schools, that you all are wanting to do this, and I think that is inaccurate for the most part. We said that if we got our full funding, we would not entertain any idea of closing any schools. If we didn't, then we would have to look at every option up to and including closing schools. So I think that is what we said. I don't know what people, I've heard different stories about what people are saying out there, but I think we made that clear when we said that last year. And again, I want to put that on the record, that is our standpoint. That's my standpoint, and I believe that's your all's. If I'm wrong, you need to let me know, but I just think that we can still work through this, but I don't think what they have presented you all is a document that you all need to entertain signing at this time.
Next is action, if any, to approve the installation of traffic cameras to the front of Pennington Middle School by Pennington Gap Police Department.
Mr. Chairman, I believe we have a representative from Pennington Police Department here that can tell us a little bit more about that. I wanted you all to hear from them what they're proposing, and you all can ask questions if you need to.
Good evening. I'm Matt Lawson, the Chief of Police in Pennington. I have recently received a heat grant from the Virginia State Police to install flock cameras throughout the town of Pennington. I'm installing 4 cameras total, 2 live view cameras and 2 are LPR cameras, the license plate readers. One of them has already went up on the theater that is facing the intersection at Morgan and North Kentucky. The other 2 cameras I'm wanting to put on the eastern end of town that face the intersection at Food City at the red light. We looked at putting them on the other side of the road on that building that I think Tina Rowe, our treasurer, owns. But after talking with Flock Safety, that's not going to capture the lanes of traffic like it needs to be. So I wanted to get permission to put them up on the other side of the road there in front of Pennington Middle School. They will come in and put them on a pole, and they're solar powered, so it doesn't take off of any power. As far as the LPRs, I've had some people ask a lot of questions about those. They are not anytime access. If myself or any of the officers want to have access to those cameras, we have to have an open case and use a case number to look into there. But basically what they're using those for across the state, once they're up and running, not only will I have access to that camera, but anybody throughout the state or the country, if I give them access, if there is a stolen vehicle or a vehicle of interest and they have a tag number and put it in there, if it goes through my camera, they will get an alert. Same thing for me, if I've had somebody who's been in an accident, or it's a person of interest, or it's a theft or a wreck, or somebody who has ran from one of the other law enforcement agencies, we can put that tag in and it sends out an alert. The other camera is a live view that I can look in at all times, because that intersection down there is really bad for wrecks. That's where we do the school zone at. And so I want to have access to be able to see that at all times. I needed the permission from you guys, and the company won't come and do it until I get a letter signed saying that they have permission to come and do it. You guys have any questions about it?
No? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any action on it?
People want to take action on this? Somebody want to make a motion? What do y'all think?
I got no problem with it if it'll help.
Okay. Are you making a motion?
What issues they've had, what issues they've had in the past?
I don't know.
What issues have you had in order to need these?
A lot of the issues, especially at school zones, people not paying attention to law enforcement out there. Every time I've almost been seriously injured in this job, it's been directing school traffic or something over there at Lehman Field. And so we have a very large issue of people not paying attention, coming through on cell phones. That red light, where it's coming off of the 4-lane, people are supposed to slow down to a 30 mile an hour right there. They do not. We write a lot of tickets, people coming across that bridge at 55 mile an hour. That's a very busy intersection. So that's the issue that we're having there a lot.
These are not cameras that send you the ticket in the mail, they're just view.
No, those are, no. Okay. They're not, we can't get a ticket off of those cameras. You have to, in Virginia, a law enforcement officer has to be the one to give you the ticket and issue it, so a camera will not do that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'll ask again. I'll carry it away. Does anybody have a motion? Either way.
I'm making a motion.
Okay. Have a motion. Do we have a second?
That's it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll be opposed. Motion passes. So,
Mr. Lawson, you can get with me or call and we'll get that letter and I can sign it on behalf of the board.
Okay. Thank you.
any unfinished business? I don't know of any.
I don't know of any either, sir.
Okay. I will move to go into closed session to discuss personnel under Code of Virginia Section 2.2-3711A1, student discipline under Code of Virginia Section 2.2-3711A2, pending and threatened litigation under Code of Virginia Section 2.2-3711A7, and consultation with legal counsel under Code of Virginia Section 2.2-3711A8. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
We are in closed session.